Woman Energy, where age is just the intro and the best chapters are still being written. We're talking truth, triumph, and everything in between with zero filters. Grown women, where you at? We're right here.
Hey, everybody. Well, you saw some behind the scenes, and that is quite all right. We are preparing for this episode. So, welcome to this episode of Grown Woman Energy. This is an exciting time. This is a place for 50 and over women to commune and conjugate and to have a sisterhood right here through your screen. We're here to debunk myths. We're here to laugh. We're here to have real conversations. We're here to laugh, cry, as I said, everything in between, because we are not your mama's 50-year-olds. We're a lot more, and we continue to do the things that we love to do. All right, we're going to start with this episode's Grown Woman Energy quote, as Sheila likes to call it, GWE. All right, so this is a quote from, I just lost it, but we're going to find another one again. From Sharon Stone. Aging is not lost on youth, but a new stage of opportunity and strength. How about that? That's a great quote. That's the good GWE quote of the week. All right, as always, well, first, I didn't introduce myself. I got thrown off. I am your host, Kendéll Lenice, your fave life coach, the remix coach. And together with my two amazing hosts, I have Sheila Dunbar to my left.
Hello, hello, hello.
And I have Regina Smithwick to my right. We are all over 50, discovering new things about ourselves and the things that we want to do. And we know that age is not a stop sign. It is a continue going sign. It's a green light over here. We work with green lights, and there's nothing we can't do. It's never too late to remix your life at any stage, age, or phase. So I want to check in with you ladies. What's your energy check-in like? What's going through your mind right now as we're doing these episodes? What's on your heart?
Fly and all, because, it's makeup and your outfits and the lights, camera action, it's just like, this is things that people dream of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People
Mm-hmm.
dream of this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to be able to live it and experience it and taste it and smell it and all that great stuff. So my energy is, I'm just so humbled and so happy to be in this space. Because, like I said, it took us time to get here.
Yes.
But now we here.
Yes.
Now
we
we
here.
here.
We're here.
Yeah,
we ain't
here.
stopping.
So,
Yes.
that's right. We ain't stopping. Ain't no stopping us now.
Ain't no
Stopping us now.
All
Don't
right,
stop
wait.
taking enough.
Oh, there you go.
Don't
we
stop
gotta
taking enough.
we gotta remix it because we don't own the rights to that music.
Right. She's like, wait. She's like,
Right. Stop. You gave him that. But a fun fact, I always got a fun fact. I went to school with the son. I went to school with Sean Whitehead, and the group is Whitehead and McFadden.
Yes.
And Ain't No Stopping Us Now out of Philly. So that's always a powerful song. And I look at that like, wow, we didn't even know who your daddy really was back then, but that's his dad.
Yeah.
But so how you feeling? Let's check in with your spirits.
Well, right, I am feeling blessed. I'm feeling grateful. And there's a song that says all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
the
that's
way up.
that's the way I feel. I feel all the way up.
Yes.
I am so happy. I'm happy, I'm joyful, and I'm blessed. That's my
I love
energy
that.
right now.
I love that because it's so important when you think about life,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And you think about over 50.
Mhm.
My check-in with my spirit is that I'm just so happy and I'm actually living out a dream right now.
Yeah.
Many people don't know. I went to school for this in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
doing little things. So to be here in this space and time with you all, doing the things that I love in this studio, this amazing studio,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And to be able to do it with it makes me emotional. To do what I love to do. This is where I'm my happiest, when I'm doing things like this.
Yeah.
And to be able to do this in my 50s with two amazing women,
Mhm.
I'm just happy. That's the word
That's
for
the
me
word.
today. The word happy, happy, happy. All right, y'all ready for this episode?
Let's
We
go.
ready. We
That's
ready.
All
He's
right.
He's
ready.
We ready. So this episode, y'all, is kind of what I was just talking about,
Okay.
right? It's about, we've talked about love. We've talked about not being your mama's 50-year-old, and this is a different video or episode. We've talked about menopause a little bit. We've talked about the things that we think about and what we're vulnerable about when it comes to life, when it comes to love. We talked about some insecurities, shed a tear. But this is a beautiful one. We're talking about sisterhood at this stage and finding your tribe. Now, I often say sisterhood is the best hood, right?
Yes.
And when Drake had the song No New Friends, I couldn't understand that because you don't know what God has for you, right? And finding your tribe and finding the women that align with you, not perfect people, not people who are just like you, but to find women, or for God to provide the women in your life. Let's talk about sisterhood and the friendship dynamic after 50. Regina, what you think?
Ooh, packed question.
Because a lot of people have hurt.
You got to be open to receive, like you said, because if you're in this stage of life, if you want to live the greatest life you possibly can, that means that you got to be vulnerable, and that means that you have to be able to shift. And to do that is to trust him and allow him to bring people in and take people out.
Yes.
And a lot of times we are stuck on that part of it because we think of the loyalty factor. And like I always tell people, you do not get a trophy just for the years of service, not with friendship. And you got to understand that sometimes people are not supposed to be in your life for that purpose or reason or season. And we hold on to it because we feel that year come in, like we're going to get a watch or some kind of retirement party. And these people are not serving you at all, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about sisterhood, you want the best ultimate experience in that. And to have that, you need to have like-minded people in your life, right? You got to trust the process. Trust it. Everyone is not supposed to be there. And don't let them make them feel guilty or make you feel guilty on being there. It's time to go. It's time to go. And you got to just trust the fact that he's going to bring in someone that's going to replace that person and bring you to another level in yourself.
Yes.
How are you going to grow with people that don't grow?
Right.
They're not helping you grow. So they're stagnant, and you're going to be stagnant. He has to bring somebody like people like yourselves to make you grow.
Yes.
But
push
we're
you.
scared
Make
to
you
let
stronger.
that go. 'Cause we want to control that. We want him to do everything, but we want to control certain things. We got to let him do everything, and that means you're going to see some things that you never saw before, and you got to let people go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what that brings me to the question, letting go and forging solid connections. Have you been able to do that in your 50s? And do you find it more difficult, or do you find it right in line with where you are right now in your age?
I find it right in line with me. I mean, there were some people, even family members, that I had to kind of let go because they were not on the same like-mindedness as I was, as I am, and where I'm going. And a lot of them may not believe in the vision that I have and what I want. But definitely, I've let friends go, and I believe reason, season, lifetime. There are people who are here for a reason. There are people here for a season. There are people here for a lifetime. I never thought that as I get older, I would meet new people. But God always surprises you.
Yes.
And he brings people in your life that will help you and do things. And sometimes when you're at a point in your life, and I was at a point in my life where I was like, oh man, I don't want to let this person go, but we're not communicating. We're not edifying each other. We're not doing anything. Like you said, we're stagnant.
Yeah.
So, what is the purpose of the friendship?
Yeah.
But God brought new people in my life,
Yeah. And that's why
Kendéll, Regina, and then I do have two good girlfriends. I've known them since I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
And we don't talk every day. We live in different states, but when we do talk, it's like we just talked yesterday.
Yes.
And that's what sisterhood is about,
And it's about, I totally agree with both of you. And it's about learning to allow God to move and things to happen organically and naturally, And sometimes different spaces in our life, God sends angels. and he sends people in our lives so we can grow and we can help them grow, so we can assist, so we can affirm,
Yeah.
so we can value them, you know, as far as women. Like, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I'm a ride for women. Sisterhood is so important to me, and you
Yes.
all are the same. And it used to be a thing for me. You know, one of my favorite movies is Love Jones. And they were in there, and I don't know if you remember Khalil Kane's character and Nia Long. And he said, we've been together all these years. And he's like, because he's like, well, we've been together all these years. She said, we've been together all these years, but it's just not enough anymore. And it's so powerful because we think about, you know, friendships. I've had friendships for 50 years, 40 years, 30 years. And I had to let a friendship go of 20 years because she was, I will say, it wasn't serving me, right? And when you can see who someone is as they operate, normally you make excuses. That's just how she is.
Yeah.
But in my life in this point in time, it no longer served me because I'm cheering other women on. And I'm not going to be a part of tearing other women down.
Yeah.
And if I feel like another woman is doing that, then I'm going to step away, because if you're tearing another woman down in front of me, who knows what you're saying about me to another woman?
That's right.
And that's where that grown woman energy comes from. Like, I don't have time to play those games. I'm not a little girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's about finding women who are aligned with you. You know, who are positive, who celebrate one another, who they're to champion, like you two. Like, you jumped on this vision. This was my vision. You guys didn't even ask questions. You were like, you know what? I believe in it. I believe in you. And let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, that's alignment, right? You guys traveled to be here. You know, I said that in another episode, and I'm going to continue to say that because I don't take it lightly. You know, you didn't ask a lot of details. You know what I'm saying? But that says a lot. That's sisterhood. If you know that that's a dream, you're jumping on it. Like, how can I help you accomplish your dream? Like, what can I do to make you better, Regina? What can I do to assist in your healing or making you better, Sheila? Whatever it is, how can I add to your happiness? And that's what we have to look at. Let's shout out some friends who you have, sisters. You have sisters that you've had for a long time.
Yes, I do. I actually been blessed with two best friends. Yolanda, or Yoli as we call her. She's my best friend of 44 years. And Pia Stain, that she's been my best friend for 35 years. And, you know, people always ask, how can you have two best friends? How did that work? Because best friend supposed to be best friend. I said, because they serve my life in different aspects. And we have two different friendships. But guess what? They're friends with each other. We all went to high school together. So they know each other, and they are friends inside of themselves. And they both understand, you know, that. So I've been blessed with that. So I would say that is my core, my two best friends. But I do have a whole set of different people, you know, between high school and college, and just grown, and people I knew since I was 9, 10 years old. I have a great sisterhood. Amazing sisterhood of great people. And I have my birth sister, Teresa, and Brittany, and Mo and Natalie. And so I've been blessed with that. The last 5 years, I found my birth family. I'm adopted. So I found my other sisters, my actual blood sisters. So I've been blessed with that. So yeah, my sisterhood has been great. I would say I had to trim it down some. And it's nothing personal, because we got to take it too. They got people trim us down too.
You got to cut the corners off.
Yeah, but you know, we always talk about us. I said, but you can't take it personally, because there's going to be people that's going to have to trim you. Because you're not serving them. It's not like you're a bad person, just like they're not. It's just that at this time in their life, they don't see you as being something that needs to be in their lives. I understand that. And I get it.
It's so true. And I'm afraid to name some names, because somebody gonna be like, you left me out. So I'm just gonna say I have an amazing core group of sisters, like sisterhood, like praying. I'm talking about praying for me, praying over me, speaking life into speaking, you know, positivity into my life as well as theirs, you know, with each other, and just being a support system. If somebody, we talked about aging, you know, one of my friends, you know, needing to be there at the hospital or needing to be picking up somebody's grandchild, or
Yeah.
just being a support system to make it easier and to
Mhm.
laugh.
Yeah,
Sisterhood is the
Mhm.
best laughter
Yes.
Yes,
and
it
to
is.
share
Yes, it
because
is.
all of the masks come off, when
Mhm.
you truly have
True
a
to you.
sisterhood.
Yep.
You talked about, excuse me, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? Has it ever been a time where you had to say, you know what? The time is up.
Yeah, I have.
How did that conversation go?
It was hard. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't even think it was more of a conversation. I think we both realized that we were just not, it was just not working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We were married at kind of around the same time. And it just kind of fell off. And you know when it falls off, when you're struggling to have a conversation, when you talk on the phone and you're struggling to come up with topics to talk about.
Yes.
And my New York accent is coming out. I hear it. No, I hear it. But yeah, when you're struggling with about things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like I said, I have two other friends where we've been together on and off 20 years. I know them since I was 20 years old. We met at a job,
Mm-hmm.
and we pick up a conversation, and I'm like, "Did you realize this? Look at this." And we'll talk, and we'll text, and it's like we're 20 years old. We're just going back and forth talking about things, and that's a sisterhood. We're not struggling. I can pick up the phone and not talking to you after a week or 2 weeks or even a month because we have lives.
Right.
She has a business. She works. I'm working. I have we have lives. So we understand that. And it's not about, oh, well, why didn't you call me? Because,
Yeah,
I
or it's
called
been
you.
a week.
It's been a
or-
week.
Well, you can pick up like you never left.
Yeah.
Like you can have you don't talk to somebody for 6 months, but
Yeah.
you can pick up.
Exactly.
And but that's the grown woman energy where you're not saying, we're supposed to be friends and I haven't talked to you, because I've had that. We're supposed to be friends and I haven't talked to you in 2 months, and you came to visit me 6 times. I mean, I came to visit you 6 times, but you only came to visit me 1 time. I've had that.
Yeah, really.
I've had that.
Wow.
Where it's like, wow, I didn't know that we were counting, So every flag, like every red flag, even in a friendship, is not about you just cut them off.
Yeah.
It's time to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, hey, listen, we don't have to. But then, like you said, some women, you don't even have to. You just pick up,
Yeah.
send a text, I love you, I miss you.
Exactly.
I want to get
Exactly.
together. But that's what real sisterhood is. And I think we're in a world always where women need women. We need that.
Yeah.
And it pains me, because I do so much for women, right? And to have that sisterhood. And it pains me when I hear women say, have you ever heard a woman say, oh, I don't deal with other women.
Yes.
Like, oh,
yes.
I don't do women.
Yes.
And
I don't
it's
do
like,
women.
wow, you almost understand, because there's a lot of cutthroatness, right? Or a lot of jealousy and envy and different things. And it's like, well, honey, it's the wrong friendship. But don't give up on women.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? So when you hear something like that, what does that say to you when you hear somebody say, oh, I don't deal with other women, or women are catty, or women are petty? Like, how does that make you feel when you hear another woman say that?
It's weird because aren't you a woman? So you're telling yourself that you don't like yourself either. How can you just like kind of separate the fact that you're a woman and they're a woman?
Yeah.
That means you don't trust you.
Yes.
You don't trust you. That's the whole point. You got to trust yourself. You don't trust yourself enough to trust somebody else. So don't put it on that you don't do women. You don't do you.
Yeah.
That's what that's about.
Yeah.
You don't do you. Because you put too much trust. They the ones that always want to have guy friends and guy this and guy that. That's just because you're looking for something for them to do for you, like the attention and all
Yes.
that.
You want to be the only
yes,
woman.
yes.
You want to be
You
the
wanna
only
be-
woman.
yes.
The only queen.
Right,
The only
so,
queen.
Right, the only queen and the head. And then you sitting here like, okay, but that's false. That's not real life.
Yeah.
That's not real life. So
Yeah.
you're trying to make this narrative come up and try to make this pretty little box. That's not real life.
Yeah.
And then when real life does happen, you want to cut everybody off.
Yeah.
That's something in you. They got nothing to do with her or him or whoever.
Yeah.
It's all about that person.
Yeah.
See, I look at it as when they're talking about the people being catty and women being catty. That's because that's how they are.
There you
And
go.
they see and they see them, they're looking at themselves and like, oh well, like simply like what you just said. They don't want to deal with want to deal with other
them.
women because that's how they are. I mean, and I feel
Or the
sorry
women
for
in their
women.
family.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel sorry for women like that, because you're not experiencing. We as sisters, there's so much we offer. We can lift each other up. And I just want to say one thing. When Kamala Harris lost that election, me and my sisters, my two best friends, 6:30 in the morning, we were texting, and then we had an hour and a half conversation.
Wow.
Lifting each other up because of how we felt. And that's the kind of sisterhood you want. That's the kind of sisterhood, to lift each other up.
Yeah.
And that's what, when I hear women say things like that, oh, they're catty, they're, they don't know how to act, or you're missing out. Maybe you're dealing with the wrong type of women. Because if you find the right sisters, there's nothing they will back you. They will be there for you no matter what.
Yes. And that's so good. It's so good. So we celebrate women over here, and that's what it's about.
Yes.
So, ladies, I want to say this. If you're the ones that say, I don't deal with other women, or it's just me and myself, or all my friends are males, I challenge you to accept an invitation from a sister who might be at work, and want to invite you out to eat or to go to a concert. I challenge you to accept that invitation, because it might just be the sister that you need. You know what I mean? And as we go through different phases of our lives, right? We need other women. We need to know that a woman has been through this. We can get through this. There's a woman there to support me, to honor me, to validate me, to celebrate me. And then you do the same, because a sisterhood is not one-sided.
Right.
And if you find yourself in a sisterhood, in a friendship where you're the one doing all the calling, you're the one doing all the suggesting, you're the one wiping their tears, you're the one's shoulder that they're crying on, then you might have to reevaluate. And again, all red flags don't mean no, leave, right? Because if you with that man, you done gave him 50-11 chances. Right? But with sisters, you're like, oh, I'm cutting her off.
I'm cutting her off right now.
We have to give the same grace to sisters as we do to the men. And say, well, it's not a red flag, but maybe it's just a conversation starter.
Right.
Like, I don't like when you're always late. Every time we go, you're an hour late. Every time that, it's there to celebrate me or Sheila or Regina, you hang up the phone because you just want to talk about you. You know what I mean? So those kind of conversations, because some women, we have to teach how to be a sister. And the Bible says if you want a friend, what?
You got to be a friend.
You have to first be a friend.
And know what to look for in the friendship. Like you said, if you don't mind, you had said something really good. Friendship, you gotta be careful, because there's some people that want to be in your life only when you're down, only when you're hurt, and only when someone do something bad to you.
Yes,
they love to be there. They running, they
for
coming,
the team.
they want there. They wiping your eyes, and girls, okay, I'm gonna be here for you. And then but when something good happens to you,
you don't hear from them.
You never hear from them.
Where they at? Where they at?
Yeah, so it's like you just want the pain, because that makes you feel good about yourself. Because you go, well, that's not happening to me. So I'll be here for you, but I don't have to worry. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that. He left you, girl. Ain't nobody leave me. And it's like, what kind of friend is this?
Wow.
So when you said that, people are here, for that, but not here for your celebration.
Yeah.
Be careful, because that could tell you about a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's hard for some people to celebrate you.
Yeah.
Because they're not good with themselves.
Yeah. But see, and then God is looking at that. Like if God could be ready to bless me with something similar to what you have, right? But if I'm over here like, Sheila thinks she all that, or she got that, if I'm even envious in my mind, then that might pass me.
Yeah.
But if it says that too in the word, celebrate, if I can celebrate you all as if it's my win, because to me, my mom used to always say, you want for your sister what you want for yourself.
Yes.
She would always say that. And I remember we had like a pillow in our house or something and it was like, friends are the family you choose.
That's right.
And we have to be able to be open to that because I could be attached to your next blessing. You could be
That's
attached to
right.
my next
Mhm.
blessing.
Mhm.
And it's, are we listening, right?
Yeah.
And it's not saying, just like in a romantic relationship,
Mhm.
you shouldn't be in an abusive friendship.
That's
You
true.
shouldn't
Mhm.
be in a
That's
friendship
right.
because, and we don't even have time. We have to talk about that. But
Yeah.
there are abusive friendships.
Yeah.
It is.
There are emotionally
Mhm.
abusive friendships, and the people pull your heartstrings, right?
Mhm.
But I
Yes.
will say, just with anything on the positive note, there are more women who love other women and
Yes.
love sisterhoods. And you
More
see
than.
even Michelle
Mhm.
Obama, when she they do sisterhood trips, and then you have
Mhm.
folks that we don't even know, sisterhood trips, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Celebrate
celebrating
each other.
one another.
Mhm.
As we wind down this segment,
Mhm.
talking about this episode before
Mhm.
we end, what is one of the best things, either one of you, that another woman has done for you in the name of sisterhood?
I'll let you go first. I got so many.
Oh
It's
man,
so
it's
many, but I love
so
that you all said that it's so
many.
many.
Oh my goodness, it's so many.
Okay,
I
so
have
we
one.
don't even have
I
to.
had one.
Okay.
Okay. So last year for my birthday, I did something different. Instead of me just celebrating myself, I celebrate all my friends and
Mhm.
family. So it was 15 of us that got together all the way from childhood to adulthood. And they came to my house and we did a whole weekend thing. I gave them massages. I
Oh,
gave
wow.
them a personal shopping experience. I brought people to a place for them to shop personally.
Mhm.
I did a lot of things with them and I gave them gifts. I did a gospel
Mhm.
brunch and everything. And they was like, I can't believe that this is your birthday and you're giving us stuff.
Yeah.
I said, because I'm at the point in my life now that I wanted to tell you how much I value and appreciate y'all.
Wow.
Yeah.
And God gave me another year to be with y'all.
Wow.
And this is not just about me. It's about to show you how much I love y'all.
Wow.
So for them, what they did is they had to write one word about me and they had to present it to me. Oh my gosh, it was just I was waterworks. And then I put in a nice little
Mhm.
frame poster or
Mhm.
whatever, and I have it on my wall today. And every time I just think about things that's going on in my life, I just read it
Yeah.
and see all the
Yeah.
great things that people. Because it's sometimes hard for you to see yourself in a certain way,
Right.
but for you to read that every day and these are what these people are saying about you by one word, how they feel about you, man. Whoa, it's deep because you
Yeah.
never really had those conversations. For you to have that, and they all one by one presented it to you
Yeah.
and taught to you and explained to you how much you mean to them and things you've done for them. It humbled me, man, because you do things for people because you love them, but you don't really think that they really see it that way.
Yeah.
Because you're just who you
Because you
are.
don't, and it does. You're making me emotional with that
Oh,
because it is true. When you're yourself
yeah, you
Mhm.
and
just
who you are, you just you. And then people, that's how I felt when y'all was saying this stuff.
Yeah.
Because you just you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got me tearing up because when you
Yeah.
just you, and when you're giving somebody the best version of you, or you're just
Mhm.
being who you are,
Yes.
and
Yes.
somebody can honor that
Yeah.
and say, you know what, I see you. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we just need our sisters to say, I see you.
Yeah.
You know, I see you struggling in this. How can I be of service?
Yeah.
Like, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny
Then we
because
got-
I had a conversation with one of my sister friends, my sisterhood friends. And we were going through the same thing. Uh, and she's like, I'm like, I haven't heard from you. I was wondering, I was going to call you. And she's like, I've been dealing with some things, and I'm like, I, I we were talking. It's like we were dealing with the same exact things, and I'm like, I thank you for reaching out to me, because a lot of times people will say that they're going to call, and they're going to say, and they don't. And just to hear from someone, and she called right at the moment,
Yeah.
and we were able to lift each other up,
Yes.
and
Just wanted to pray for you.
that's it was like we're on the same, like God just put us
Yes.
together,
I love it.
and I'm like, oh, thank you so much, because I needed this. And she gave me, advice, and I'm like, God, thank you. Thank you for just bringing this sister into my
Yes.
life.
Amen.
Shout out to the amazing women out there. We need you.
Mhm.
You need us.
Yes.
It's a sisterhood for a reason. And again, sisterhood is the best Sisterhood. I want to just say thank you to all the women in my life, and you know who you are. The women I've had friends for 50, like 40, 30, 20 years, 10 years, two years, a year, all of that. I don't care how, I don't look at it by the years you've been in my life. I look at it by the impact that we were able to make in each other's lives, because it's an even exchange. So to all the women out there who have a tribe, who have a sisterhood, even I met these two after 50,
That's
right?
That's right.
I met
That's
these two
right.
women after 50. So you
That's
can
right.
still cultivate healthy and happy friendships and sisterhoods after you're 50. So don't give up on women. All right. So we are coming to an end. I just want to do this segment. She Still Got It. And I'm going to give it to you all in this episode. We don't have a guest at this episode because I wanted to give this She Still Got It to you. And that's the grown woman spotlight. So to any woman out there who is living their dream, thinking about living their dream, but they're afraid to do it, I want you to know you still got it.
Yes.
There's nothing that you cannot do. If you have air in your body and your address is not at a cemetery, you can do it, right? So I want you to know that you still got it. If you thought that you didn't still have it, you do. I remember when I went back to school in my 40s, I got 2 degrees in college. And I remember when I first was going back, I was like, I don't know if I still have it. I don't know if I'm still smart. I don't know if I can. I'm going to be in there. And guess what? I still had it. I was on the dean's list my very first semester back. I graduated magna cum laude. I still had it.
Yes.
You still had it. You still have it. And you still have it, everybody.
Yes.
So if you are doubting it, ladies, if you still have it, whatever you wanted to do, you still have it. You still have that book in you. You still have a talk show in you. You still have that boss woman, grown woman energy to do anything that you wanted to do. You want to go skydiving. You want to swim with the dolphins. What you want to do, you still got it. All right, y'all. So I just wanted to say that a few of our outfits, they're sponsored by Classic Consigns with KYS out of Baltimore, Maryland. This is an amazing tie in this jean shirt that I have. So I just wanted to now read some viewer. Let's see. I have some viewer social media questions, and it's called I Heard You, Sis. So we heard you.
Yes.
We heard you. You were sounding off, and we are going to read some of them. Y'all ready for these?
I'm
Yes.
ready.
These
I'm
are
ready.
good.
I'm
These
ready. I'm
people
ready.
really-
I'm ready.
y'all
I'm ready.
All right,
Drum roll,
now.
please.
Drum roll, please.
So Ebony says, and this I did a poll on social media, and I asked women over 50 what was on their mind. What were they thinking about? Because I was going to use their whatever, their post for a project.
Okay.
This is the project. Surprise. Surprise. All right. So Ebony says, I'm 53 and I began a weight loss journey. You two can relate to that
Yes.
too. Sometimes I feel some type of way about being 53, but I'm hanging in there. Girl, 53 is the new 53.
She's a new me.
Yes.
And I say that for a reason. 53 is still 53, and it's amazing. I'm 53 right now. I will be 54. There is nothing wrong with being 53. What is the alternative? So embrace your age, right? Embrace the stage that you are right now. And if you are worrying about aging or not being able to do this, or you thought that you were supposed to do this by this time, nope, you're in God's perfect timing. You're going to be good. She's going to be good,
Yes,
right?
yes,
She
she is.
She'll be good.
She
All right,
is.
here's Monday. This is her name, Monday.
Monday, I like
Monday. I'm 65, and I'm at the point in life where I am thankful for every day God allows me to see. I love that.
That's a blessing.
All right. Shaylin 1 says, I'm 56. I live healthy and a well-balanced lifestyle. I have an active social life. I work out. Just purchased a pair of roller skates for additional cardio, and I am a world traveler. Let's give it up for
Yes.
Shaylin.
Roller skates. That's
Come on.
risky. That's
I
risky.
love-
I know, right?
Oh,
Girl,
goodness.
Shaylin, I don't know where you are, but I love to roller skate. You got to hit me up. We got to go to the skating rink together.
Rock skate.
So, and the last one is I am over 50 and I'm working on me. I'm working on me from head to toe. That sunshine
yes.
lady. I love that. The next one is by Martin's Vineyard 1. I feel wonderful about being 59. I know I can still take a room and make it about me and be alone.
Ooh, yes.
And be alone.
I love that.
Ooh,
Yes.
she's 59.
I love that.
Let me tell y'all something. There is power in
Yeah.
that. That even if you're not alone, the thing that you can do it and you're okay with
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
That is the thing. Those were some
Yes.
good. That was some
I
good
like
feedback,
that.
Like that.
ladies.
They living it. They
I
living it up.
appreciate y'all.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So we are coming to the end of the show. And is there anything that you want to share with the audience? I just want to take a moment in this Let's Tell the Truth segment.
Okay.
Anything vulnerable that's on your heart, challenging that you're dealing with, whether there are any fears, health struggles, family dynamics, because remember, sisterhood is not just about us. And we're going to do that quickly as we come to the end.
Ooh, that's a lot there, girl. You want me to go first?
Got it.
No, I just my biggest fear is not being successful in what I enjoy. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Mhm.
it does a lot of sense.
And this is what I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I've always seen myself as doing a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
And someone gave me some great advice once. And they said, do it what? Do it what?
I was scared.
No, do it afraid.
Who told you that? Who gave you that
told- do
advice?
it
Do it afraid. And I did it. And now I want to be successful so that, not successful monetarily.
Mhm.
I want to be successful where I'm able to help someone
Yeah.
in their lives.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I want to be able to bless people with my gift that God gave me. And I'm fearful that I don't want to mess it up, because I don't
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
want to disappoint God,
Yes.
and I don't want to disappoint the person that I'm supposed to be helping.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a smart woman. I'm glad you took her advice.
She sounds like a beautiful woman.
I know, right? Ooh, I'm glad I did too.
But when I told you to do it afraid, I didn't even remember. Remember I said I don't even remember telling you that. And we had the conversation, and I remember Sheila was like, well, I don't know if I'm too old. I don't know if I look right to do a podcast. I'm concerned about what I look like. And at first I had to affirm my sister and said, you're beautiful. You can do it.
Gorgeous.
And exactly,
Yeah.
you can do it. I said, definitely do it. And how can I help you do it? You know? And she started her podcast. This podcast has been in her before she met me, but she needed take me out the equation, even if it's me. And I'm talking about sisterhood. She needed a sister to affirm her, a sister to say that she can do it. And I'm like, I don't care nothing about you being scared, do it afraid. And now she's popping out content every 5 seconds. I can't even scroll. I'm like, good grief. But she's doing it, and you're doing it, and you're having the time of your life.
I'm enjoying it.
I love that.
It.
My
I'm
fear is
enjoying it.
almost with that. Because as we age, we know, you hear people say, okay, you have more, we talked about this, more time behind you than you do in front of you.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of goals. There's a lot of things I want to do. And sometimes I have that fear. You know, I want to make sure I'm being obedient to God
Yeah.
and being a good servant to him and what he's called me to do,
Yes.
which I know, because if you can do stuff with your eyes closed, then that's God's gift. It has
Yes.
nothing to do with you.
Easy and
We go
effortlessly.
to cultivate it to be better as we work on our crafts, but but you can do it. And I often thinks like I think, but I talk myself out of that and speak positive, but I'm like, God, I don't want to run out of time and not do all the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to not be able to live my dream out fully, full time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without doing that. And that's sometimes I'm just like, God, you know, when? And those are the conversations that I have. So, you know, we do have those type of things that people may not know what we have. But it's true, because I want to do so much. And this is, like I said, this is my happy place. I've been doing this stuff y'all, and I'm telling my agent I'm fit. I told you already.
Yeah.
Since high school in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like I was the only black woman, black girl, black person beside another boy doing this. Like I worked the cameras for Jerry Lewis Telethon. Like I was
Yeah.
the one that was doing the news, this and that. I've been doing this. You know what I mean? And then I feel like, okay, when? But God said it's in his perfect
That's right.
timing. And
That's
I
right.
understand that. And that's how I can smile.
That's
Because I
right.
know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And when it happens, it's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. I was supposed to raise my children. I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to, everything that I'm doing, I was supposed to do it in that time.
Yes.
And
Right.
that's what brings me joy. Like it's happening. It's happening now.
Yes.
Like I'm living in my
Yes.
dream
Yes.
at this
Right now.
very moment.
That's right.
And that's what we have to understand. We are living in it right now. It's about how you decide to absorb it and what are the things that you're telling yourself, because we are in where we're in our dreams right now.
That's right.
And it's up to you to decide to live in that and acknowledge that.
That's right. And a lot of times too, you got to realize that he knows what he's about to give you, and he knows what tools and what skill set you need to be there. And he don't want to be there prematurely, and you're not able to enjoy it, right?
Yes.
So every step that you're doing, obviously, is telling you something that it's going to be something so big that he needed you to train this long for.
I
Right?
received that.
So it's not even a situation he didn't see it. He's like, okay, we got that done. Check. Now let's get this done. So when I give this to you, I need you to be 100% ready, because I don't want you to mess this up.
Yeah. And
So-
removing certain people out your life.
Exactly.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I would say my closing with that is with the
Thank you for that.
tribe. Oh no problem. With the tribe, be understanding to know the fact. Just trust him on this. Let them go. You're holding back your happiness because you're too busy trying to orchestrate what's going to happen. Been there, done it, has the t-shirt. And I could have been much happier a long time ago if I had done that. But guess what? Just like I just told her, God just has times for you, and you got to go through certain things to learn so you won't go back. And you got to learn sometimes a little harder than others. But
Yeah.
I know at the end of the day, everything that happened to me was supposed to happen. And I learned from it, and I'm ready to receive. I'm ready for him to do what he has to do, even though I don't understand. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Lean not on your understanding.
That's right.
Yes.
Lean on his, because he's going to straighten out that crooked path.
Yes.
But to straighten it out, you have to trust him. And he said, what? Love him with all. Not part, not half, not
All.
1/3.
That's right.
All.
Yes.
As soon as you do that and let go and be able to surrender, I guarantee you your life will change 360 in a matter of moments.
Yes.
So trust the process.
That's real talk.
That's
Trust
right.
the process. This is the final of our grown woman gym. And I could say we've been dropping gems the whole time, right? So what is the one sentence that you would give for the grown woman gym when we're talking about this? If you had to inspire somebody right now to live and to embrace sisterhood, what is that gem that you would
Embrace
give?
sisterhood. As I just said, I think I could say it again. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Mine is get out your own way
Yeah.
and be open to new friendships and sisterhoods.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to get out your own way, and you got to change the way that you're thinking. You got to remix the way that you're thinking and think differently.
That's right.
Mindset,
Because
mindset.
sometimes it's you. Sometimes it ain't the other women. That's another part too. But sometimes it
You
ain't the
are
other
the common
women, boo
denominator.
boo. Sometimes it's
Yes.
you.
Yes.
If you cannot keep a friend or a sister in your life, it ain't all the friends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 since 1986.
And they still friends.
1994. They still friends.
And you on us.
You're the only one out the loop. So sometimes it ain't
Yes.
the friends.
It's her again.
Friends are always jealous of me. I've heard women say it a million times.
Yeah.
Women are always jealous of me. I can't keep a friend. Then it's time for you to do some self-work, boo-boo, because it's you.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We all have to do work, and we all have to self-audit and come to a realization about who we are and do better. But get out your own way.
That's right. You got to sometimes let go and let God. Let go and let God. All right?
Let go.
That's it. And one thing I realize is iron sharpens iron,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So don't be afraid, because God is going to put someone in your life that's going to make you better, and you're going to make them better. And then you're going to help each other. So again, be open and be mindful, and love.
love my sister. Yes. I'm so happy
Just
with
like
this
Kayla
episode.
Bell, Gladys Knight, and Dionne
Yes.
Warwick. Remember?
Oh,
That's
where's
what
Kmart?
Prince
Where's
keeps
Kmart?
Keep shining.
No, when you
can
always
count
count
on we don't own it. We don't own it. We gotta stop.
Yes,
We don't
stop.
own it.
We
can't even
This
sing
is a new show. No, this is a new show. We ain't got no
Shit,
budget.
get my budget.
We
Get
ain't
my
got
budget
no
first.
budget yet. But this was so great, ladies, and I'm so glad that we were able to do these episodes. There are more to come.
Yes.
We got so many
Yes.
You see this?
So
We
more
got
to
so
come.
many more episodes that we haven't even discussed or talked about.
Keep
So thank
rolling.
you so much for watching.
Yes,
We
thank you.
cannot wait to see you on the next episode.
Yes, yes,
Hopefully
yes.
you could be turning on your TV and we right there. That's what I'm saying. The power of sisterhood. We can make anything. We're
You
the
know I'm
remote.
on. You
We're
know
the
I'm on.
remote.
I'm turning the knob on the TV.
You
Oh,
might as well get the
no. You
pliers.
show it. See, that's
Yes.
50. The 50 is
That's 50s. Or the pliers. Or the,
Wait,
or the,
you do the
or
noise.
the iron. Right. See, so let me tell them. So what we're talking about, young people, let me give you an education. So back in the day, there was no such thing as a cable box.
No
You
remote.
had no remote, none of that. And we ain't that old, right?
We
so
were the
you
remotes.
would turn,
Yeah,
we would,
we
oh,
was
I
the
was
remote.
definitely the remote. So what you had to do, there was a dial and you would turn it like this. But then you would have your parent yell if you let
Yeah.
Yes.
TV like that.
Well,
you break the knob.
This is right. You break the knob. That's right. This is when Soul Train came on at 12 o'clock. And me and my brother used to fight who was going to watch wrestling on the big
Oh,
TV.
yeah,
or I
oh,
was going to
nice.
watch Soul Train
Yeah.
at 12. But because I'm 6.5 years older than him, guess who was that Soul Train line at 12 o'clock. Bring Soul Train back, but that's a whole nother
Bring Soul
episode.
Train.
That's a whole nother episode. But as always, don't forget this world runs better with a what? Woman in
In
it.
it.
Until
Grown
next
woman.
time, sis, embrace
Yes.
your grown woman energy because we have. Thank you so much for watching. God bless y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Yay!